Hello, good afternoon. And namaste. I'm going to do a little bit of yoga, and today's yoga is in aid of anybody who's dealing with sciatica right now. I'm going to move back just a tiny bit away. So, sciatica can be caused and even aggravated by having to sit more than we normally do, and then once it's starting to go down to the leg, it can be very painful. And so I'm going to do a bunch of asanas that can be done on your bed or on the floor, and then later on check back with me because I'm going to do some standing postures elsewhere. And I will do those separately. So you want to do those alternating back and forth, back and forth. There may be some asanas that I'm going to do today that are not going to be available to you. I've made a list so I don't skip anything and forget anything for people who are dealing with that right now. And I know my cousin is dealing with that right now as well. So I'm thinking about my cousin right now, because normally I'd be going to see her for Easter, and I'm not going to get to see her, so I won't be able to show her these things in person. So the first thing we're going to do is just start with a basic torso rock. You also want to do pranayama before you do this. I already did my pranayama. So your torso rock is very simple. Inhale, exhale, go back here, forward I should say. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale, and we're gonna go the other direction. Now we want to get into the back, because when there's sciatica, there's often back pain. So we want to get into the back a little bit. So we're going to do a really simple seated cat dog type movement. So hold on to your thighs, not your thighs, but your shins, I should say. And take a nice deep breath in, lengthen through your spine. And as you exhale, push your spine back as much as you can. And then inhale, push your chest through. Exhale, going back. Push the spine back away, drop your chin to your chest. Inhale, push your chest forward. So you're actually pulling with your hands and supporting. Let your back round as much as possible as you exhale and go back. And let your back arch as much as possible as you go forward. And then you can do just a small, simple one. Same thing, but just less gentle. If you're able to do a hip rock, I would highly suggest doing a hip rock, holding onto one ankle and underneath of the knee. Not everybody can do it to this degree, but it can be down here, it's okay. So you can rock that hip. If your flexibility is good, you can try and get into the piriformis just a little bit more by bringing it here. You might not be able to do that right away, but maybe in a few days or even a week. Relaxing the jaw often comes along with relaxing the hip and the sciatic nerve, the muscles surrounding the sciatic nerve. And let that movement stop and lengthen that leg in front of you. And just do a point of flex and switch. If you can't do this with the leg bent, you can do this like we did yesterday with the leg straight. Oh, so we're gonna start here first. Yeah, I started here first, yeah. Yes. And if you're on your bed, you wanna make sure that you don't start to do this. I'm starting to do that. So I'm pulling that pillow that I had yesterday back in behind me to support myself just a little bit, because I need that in this particular position. And walk that leg. Whichever position works best for you, it doesn't matter. Whatever feels best for you is what's best for you. So listen to your body. Don't necessarily do everything to the degree that I can do it. I'm quite flexible. I've been practicing yoga since I was very, very young. So, and we're gonna let go of that. So the next thing we're gonna do is a butterfly. So we're gonna do a butterfly, and then we're gonna do the asana butterfly. So we're gonna do a very simple butterfly. And so take a hold of your feet. I don't want you to pull on your feet. Just let your hands relax over your feet. Do not pull. And just let your knees come up and down. Just like a butterfly. And then let that movement stop. Now we're going to go into Konasana. So go forward. As much as you can, you're going to feel a stretch on the inner thigh. This is where this helps, because the inner thigh is quite often tight when we've got sciatica going on. So we're going to use some breath today. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Ujjayi, and you're going to exhale with a different pranayama. And this one, you're just going to hum like a bee. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, and exhale. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. And one more time, inhale, and exhale. And then you're gonna rest. My head, my face is right on my bed. I'm relaxed right down completely, but if you've got tension here, you might not be able to get down there. You might only be here. Try and support yourself in whatever position you can that you can be comfortable in. So imagine that you're right here and you can only be comfortable right here. That's where you're gonna stay and breathe. Then you're gonna do your ujjayi, hold the ujjayi there for a little while. And if you're finding that you're feeling some tension in your neck as you do this, you can turn the head left and right. Because often that tension in the back and in the hip starts to become very apparent once you start doing asana. This one, hold it as long as you can, up to 4 minutes, no longer than that. But for today, just a little while. And you'll build up to holding it for a little longer. So the next one I want to do is a full forward bend. So I'm going to come off this pillow because I don't need it now. Okay, so the full forward bend. We're going to do 3 times vinyasa, coming in and out, and then we're going to hold it for a little bit. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale, arms down to the side. Inhale up. And exhale forward. Take a nice deep breath in, lengthen through the spine. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. And just let go. Let go of the muscles that are tight.
feel the sensations that you're experiencing in your body and just let go a little bit deeper with each exhalation. If you're finding that wherever you are feels like too much, come up a little bit so that you're a bit more comfortable.
You could hold that for a little bit longer if you'd like. Let's see what's up with my music. It's going off. Not sure why. Okay, so the next one is a form of a forward bend too, but we're going to do it in a leg raise format so that you take the pressure off of the back, because the back and the hamstrings are often very highly implicated in sciatica, as well as the inner thighs and the hips, and there's a whole bunch of places that are involved when we're talking about sciatica. So I think I'm going to put myself more or less this way, but I'm going to be on a bit of an angle. So I want you to think about raising the leg up to a point that you're comfortable. Don't pull it up to the point that you feel like where you should be. Think about where your body needs to be comfortable, and to start to feel a stretch and an opening in these muscles here called your hamstrings. So, okay, so we're going to take a hold of this and roll it so that you're not holding on for dear life. And you're going to put it on your foot and slowly roll back. Not sure how much of me you're going to see. I'm going to scoot a little bit further forward, I think, so you can see what I'm doing fully. The other leg can be down straight on the floor, but for my purposes, I'm going to bend this leg just because of the space that I have available to me to do this video. So you're going to evenly place that and just let the weight of your arms pull on your leg. You're not going to use your muscles to pull. You're simply going to let this weight hold your leg where it is. Ideally, you want it straight up and down. If you can't get there, this is fine too, but your arms will require to hold you. If you can get here, that's ideal. I lift up my hand and put it back down. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale fully. Nice deep breath in. Exhale fully. One more time. Inhale. Exhale fully. And now if you can, see if you can gently bring that leg towards you. And then release. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And just one more time. And I'm hoping that this is a little bit more comfortable through your performance. Switch your legs. We're just putting the other leg into. Keep the leg straight now so we can see better. So now, here we go. We're nice and straight. And this side might be tighter or less tight than the other side was. So you just breathe into it. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale fully, checking in with what you're feeling on this side of the body and how it might be different from what you felt on the other side of the body. Another nice deep breath in. Exhaling completely. And one more time, nice deep breath in. And exhale fully. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, just bring that leg towards you a little bit closer. And inhale, release. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And one more time, exhale. And inhale. And then you can release that. And just do a few rotations of your ankles. And in the opposite direction. And the next thing we're going to do
think I'm going to do this Dandasana next. I'm going to change the order that I wrote down just a little bit. Dandasana is a pose where you've got your legs straight out in front of you. And what you're going to do, and this is going to work better for you if you're on the floor than it will if you're on a soft bed. If you've got a firm bed, it's not so bad. But you're going to take your hands to either sides of your hips. And you're going to lift yourself up and lengthen through your spine. And then, as though you're still pushing into your hands, keep the spine lengthened. And gently flex the feet. And just hold that position. Try to relax the thigh muscles. Relax your shoulders down, but keep the spine lengthened. And then relax the feet, but keep lengthening through the spine, lifting up through the spine, closing the eyes and imagining that there is a thread, a silver thread, attached to the crown of your head. And imagine that silver thread is pulling you up towards the moon. So lengthen, 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 lengthen as much as you can. And then relax your shoulders down. And once again, try to relax your thighs. If there's anything coming up for you in your back, like if your back on either side of your spine is feeling tension, when you do that, you'll do a very simple spinal twist. One side, and the other. You don't necessarily have to hold this as an asana. For 3 breaths, if you want to, you can. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to explore what's happening in the lower back. Inhaling to one side. And exhaling back to center. Inhaling to one side. And exhaling back to the center. And then if there was anything happening in the neck, you can just drop the head, let the head hang heavy, and just let go of the tension in the back of your neck. And you can look left, right. Inhale to one side and exhale to the other. Come back to the center. And then slowly roll up. If you would like to do a whole series of neck exercises, you can stop the video at this point and then resume. And my next thing that I wanted to do after this was legs out to the side. I know that my cousin was telling me that she had a real hard time with doing the adjustment, was it? I've left it out today because she was having a real hard time doing it with the sciatica. So I'm going to leave that out today. I believe it was it's not coming to me right now. Anyhow, it was the one I did after this one. So what I want you to do is put one hand behind your hip, and if you can lean into something like a pillow. And you're going to just simply take the hip and rock it forward and back. Forward and back. Pigeon pose. Thank you. My brain finally kicked in. That pigeon pose is I don't think I did pigeon because I have a hard time doing pigeon on the bed. Because you need to arch the back a little bit for pigeon. And this might be plenty to just kind of get that moving. You can also push up and try to lengthen and push that leg away from you a little bit. That's going to get a bit more of a stretch out of this inner thigh area. And if you still can, just a little bit of a rocking forward and back there would be nice too.